Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is the motion to approve the minutes from the SPARC meeting on April 24th, 2025. So I make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Does anybody have to abstain? Was anybody not here the last meeting?
I don't think I was, so
Okay.
I not second that? That's why I said it with a little bit of a question mark at the end of it.
It's okay. Do we have any public comments? It's on the agenda now. Okay, so then the first order of business is discussing Steve Polite's movie premiere. So Drew sent us a 30-minute video that was made by a local resident named Steve, and so we need to discuss and decide if we want to premiere that movie before The Sandlot in August. So as a reminder, though, before we get into the discussion, no spoilers.
Right.
No spoilers.
So I guess the main topics for discussion is, do we think it's appropriate, and does it fit with SPARC and who we are? Anyone want to start?
I want to start.
Okay.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was full of effort.
It was full of effort.
I think it's appropriate enough. Maybe there's like one instance of a crude
Are you talking about
PG level joke.
the meatloaf?
The meatloaf.
Yeah, the meatloaf joke. I cracked up.
And I think it is a great way to support local filmmakers. And I think I like the idea of expanding our movie thing into that kind of stuff. I don't know if maybe 30 minutes is a little long.
So the sunset is at 8:10 for the August movie for The Sandlot, and that was really my only concern, like a slight concern about time. I don't think that it's a big enough concern to not do it.
How long is The Sandlot? Is that a lengthier movie?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
I haven't seen it in a while.
But we typically try to stick to movies that are 90 minutes or.
You can always start it at 7:32. It can be
Would be too bright.
I
Mm,
don't think so.
yeah, you couldn't, because you got to get the ads in there too, remember?
Right.
They won't
That's
be able
why,
to see the
yeah,
ads.
so right now, I'm running at around 15 minutes.
Mhm.
So 8:15 start time for the movie.
Well, I had a couple thoughts. One, I really liked it. No spoilers. It was pretty good. I mean, I loved looking at the local shops and the town.
Exactly.
They were
That was
really
my
good.
favorite part too.
So, are we still? Skate Jam got canceled or moved?
We're
October
scheduled.
4th, right?
Push back.
Would there be an opportunity to, instead of doing it before one of our movies, to do it at the same time, like have Skate Jam maybe later in the evening or afternoon, and then when it's over, maybe there's hot dogs or s'mores or something where it gets dark enough, and then you show the movie, because then you got the right audience.
Yeah,
It's
that's a cool idea.
just kind of a thought there.
Yeah.
And the other thought is, if we do decide to do it with one of our movies, whether it's Sandlot or another, do it at the end. Show the Sandlot for people who want to stay, instead of holding them another 30 minutes for folks that don't want to be there, because they're not going to all get the message that there's going to be a 30-minute delay, and it gets a little late for kids.
Yeah.
I could consider that. I mean, I like the idea of doing it at the movie instead, because it's. I feel like because I think this is a movie that Jason was talking to me about like last year.
It is.
So I think it's been a long time that they've been wanting to show it and premiere it. And I like how he would get a bigger audience at the movie. And I'm sure, like, I imagine that a lot of the people that would go to the skate competition have probably already seen it, or they're in it. Yeah. But I mean, I do think that's not a bad idea, showing it after The Sandlot.
Fine with that too.
I mean, or we can still show it before and have crafts still going. So, if kids that are really young are bored or whatever, they could go do it.
Mm-hmm.
We could make that an option. That was my only worry was 30 minutes, then 15-minute ads, and then before you know it, it's like 2.5 hours of stuff, like pushing things back. But August is our earliest one, and I don't think that's enough of a concern for when someone does a local movie that's completely appropriate. Like, yeah, I still think it's worth doing it, but.
And I do think that the Sandlot, because the September movie would be earlier, so I was like looking at that too. But with the crowds would probably attract a younger crowd. I think the age range for the Sandlot is going to be pretty much the same as for the Skater Hide. I can't remember what it was called.
Skater High. 7 out of 10 stealth skills.
Because I mean, if I had to rate that, I would say around like PG. The Sandlot's PG.
Yeah,
So I think it would be around.
Yeah, I think
like
there's
the
probably
same age range.
worse
So it
things.
does make
For
sense.
sure.
For sure, it's the worst things out. Yeah, there's no question about whether it's appropriate or not. I think it's completely appropriate, but it was just the timing because it is 30 minutes. That was my only concern, but we could potentially start it as early as we possibly can, like when it's at least bright and like it's not fully dark, and just have them there and have them like, or the director or whatever, like present it. I think that's,
Yeah,
if the town knows it's like literally a town person who made it for this town, it's like, I think they can sit through 30 minutes personally.
I think a lot of people would like it.
I think it would-
change.
Yeah, I think it'd also be
Like a
cool for
special
kids to
Mhm.
see, like, oh, hey, somebody did this. Maybe it's something that I can
Yeah.
do too.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's almost like famous people now are going up and down Main Street. When they saw it. I think it was pretty slick. So.
What if, maybe this is a stretch, ask the director for a re-edit and put it into 2 parts that are 15 minutes each, and then do one part in one movie and another part in another movie.
That's a huge hit.
It will bring people back.
That's a big ask, right?
And join us next month for part 2. And whatever else we're
To
doing.
be continued.
Yes.
So does Steve specifically ask for the August movie?
He did.
Okay.
He was given the option of whatever movie he wanted, or his druthers,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the one he picked.
Okay.
I personally think we just have someone present it, we play it, we can still have crafts going if people want to go still do that, and then do it as early as we can and just do it.
That makes sense to me.
That's yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we should overthink it personally.
Okay.
So at the beginning of before the movie? Okay.
So we're gonna do the ads first, though. Cause the ads, I feel like you can show enough a little bit later. They're not gonna be like missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess never mind, cause they'd have to rewords. But
Give the movie a good showing. I don't want it to be too bright,
yeah.
so where you can't like appreciate it.
And it might be a better attended one because if like I'm in the movie and we're like premiering it there,
So this
I would
is,
invite people, right?
Sure.
This is in terms of sponsors and people already buzzing about it.
Mhm.
The Sandlot is the movie.
Yeah.
of
The movie of the summer.
Yeah.
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 So it makes sense to have a little special feature.
Yeah. I think this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any more discussion before we vote? Do we need to do like a motion since it's not really affecting the
It's
schedule?
your business, so if you want to, you can. If you just want to carry it through, you can too. So it's really your call.
I
A
motion.
lot
to
of
play
pressure
it.
right there.
All right. I made the
Wait, what's
motion.
the order? It's ads, then Skater Ride, and then movie, or is it Skater Ride, ads, and then movie?
I think there should be a break in between.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a break between any of
Like
those things.
the ads being like a break for
Oh.
people to be able to, maybe get a snack.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah. Pop
But they might want to see the ads, though. You know.
Oh, yeah. Sponsors would want to sit for the end.
They play through more than once though, right?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I would do ads first, just thinking about the audience and that I'm sitting there. Maybe I'm not expecting this 30-minute movie first, and then there's 15 more minutes of ads, and it might be a
Yeah,
little
it's true.
frustrating.
We're
Yeah.
gonna advertise the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be the same way. Yeah.
That's
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
I think
If I was ever see Sandlot and have to sit in 45 minutes.
skate or hide.
When we advertise it, can we give like an estimated start time for Sandlot so parents aren't like shocked that it's starting later than what they expected?
But then they also might catch skate or hide and be like, "Wow, I never knew we would see this."
Yeah.
Okay. Derek, do you want to?
I motion to do ads, Skater Hide, and then Sandlot.
All those in favor?
For all.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. I love it. Okay, so then the next order of business is the Sykesville Cinema and Concert, and this is Saturday, June 14th. Very excited about this. It's going to be a very cool event. So, Snack Shack volunteers. We've got Chris, Nick, and students.
Volunteers are set for the entire season for movies and concerts.
Dang.
That's amazing.
All right.
I'm shopping for the Snack Shack next Friday. No, I'm cleaning the Snack Shack next Friday. And then I'm shopping the week before the movie. And the hot dogs the rolls the night before. Or the morning of. That was Nick's preference. So that they don't stay in the refrigerator and fall apart.
If you want me to take over that, too, I can do that since it was mine.
What time are you cleaning next Friday?
What?
Probably around 11:30. Is there a reason why?
Help.
I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like, I've got a system, I've done this. There's no years.
Did you get my email on?
Oh, I did, but I wanted to ask Drew. So there are some things that we've been getting on Amazon, like popcorn, like a lot of stuff related to the popcorn, as opposed to Chris getting it in a store. I don't, like, would you want to take over ordering that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, then I will forward the email that Chris sent to me.
Remember we made the list at the New Year in October, what we were missing. I wrote it all down and sent it to Alex.
And I'll send you specifically what I had been ordering, because I've just been like reordering the same thing. There might be better options, but you'll at least know what we had been getting.
Okay.
All right. And then for the concert portion, Amy, have you talked recently to the band shop?
So I passed my contact off to Nick last time.
I
And
texted him and then didn't hear back. And then you were gonna check in on him when you took lessons.
I did. I asked him if he got it, and he said yes. But I didn't know if he reached back out.
And I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, and I was like, oh, it's. But I don't know. Was that Drew? Was that
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Because I saw that the band shop had either reposted it.
Yeah, I saw
Or
Lee
posted it.
shared
Lee
it
shared
and
it.
said that he was super excited. So I know he's still on board.
Right. I assume. I don't know what to assume now.
Right.
Hey, can you just follow up and be like, hey, do you need anything? Like, do you need, well, just specifically, I was like, do you need anything?
Yeah. Well, have him tell us.
It's like radio silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like,
Have him tell us like what
I'll tell you.
it's gonna look like, so that we're not completely blind.
right. I sent when I texted. I said like a recital kind of format where it's not like a big setup. It's just a simple like a single microphone, and then people come up perform. There's like an individual or a small like a duo or something. Because I think that's what we had talked about, right? To make the changing of the acts quicker.
So what time do you want to open the shack? 4:30 and have food ready by 5? Or 4 and have food ready by 4:30?
Let's try get there at 4.
Okay.
All right, and then who can set signs out and pick them up?
I can do June.
Oh, and I guess we'd be doing the concert and the movie signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, birthday.
So Drew, I'll come by on the 12th to pick up the signs, because I put the signs out on Thursday night
Okay.
so that Friday commuters can see them.
Sweet.
And then all day, I feel like it gives extra time.
Yeah.
So I'll grab them from you on the 12th. And then I might as well pick up the cash box that day too.
And we're good on DVDs, right?
Yep, they're all
Okay.
ordered and have arrived. They're up in my office.
Okay. And then Drew, you made a note about the microphone.
We've purchased microphones, so we now have those.
Okay, awesome.
What was it just the band shop for the Easter egg hunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he brought his own.
Gotcha.
And I worked for 2 months trying to find any semblance of something that wasn't to the old karaoke-esque machine.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find anything, so I'm guessing that in the past we've either rented them or something. They're gone.
Yeah, we haven't used a mic for as long as I've been here.
No.
So
Right, and is Lee still planning to help out with the new sound system?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I can help with the screen. I don't know if so. Are there any other commissioners that plan to?
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Okay. That'd be good then.
Will like the pavilion be like have like stuff there? Because I know Lauren will be there to set up crafts and stuff, and I don't know if there's a timesheet.
I was thinking we would have the band on the platform. That's not on.
Where we have the movie screen.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So anything else related to the movie and concert on June 14th? Yeah. All right, moving on to the next order of business. This is an exciting one. So apparently we're past due, very past due, on re-electing commissioners for the chair positions. So as part of ordinance number 2021-02, SPARC is supposed to be nominating or electing the chairperson or co-chairpersons once a year in January. And then they'll serve for 1 year, but they can be re-elected over and over again. And any current member of SPARC can be elected to chair, co-chair. So with that, does anybody have any nominations or anybody volunteer?
I nominate Nick.
I'll volunteer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Is this a change from current? I thought we did 2 years and alternating, so there'd always be some kind of.
So this was set up in,
Consistency.
this ordinance is from 2021,
Is it?
so we just
skipped
we
it.
just didn't know.
We just did
So
what
the commissioner terms are the 3 years. So it seemed like we were just kind of going by that, but
Who knows?
Is this your last one?
this is my last meeting.
Okay.
Oh man.
Co-chair, right?
Well, I don't know if I am co-chair. Am I?
You'd have
Who is co-chair right
yeah,
now?
yeah, we'd have to do it.
He'd have to be nominated or volunteer.
Do we need 2 co-chairs?
You do
Or
not.
Is it just a chair?
You can have just a chair. If you want co-chairs, you can have co-chairs.
How many co-chairs?
It's
Two,
a
Nick.
one to- it's either 1 or 2.
Okay.
So we did co-chair in case Alex wasn't here the one time in 4 years she missed, I think. So, but I don't know.
We started it years ago,
I'm
but
gonna-
nobody wanted to do it alone.
I miss once a year, maybe, if that.
I'm gonna nominate Amy. You probably saw this coming.
I kind of suspected it. As chair or co-chair?
Co-chair.
Okay,
I like the
that's
idea
fine.
of there
That's
being
fine.
2.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think those are 2
I just
great
feel very
picks.
new still, and so I'm fine with co-chair.
That's the thing.
You.
Oh, that is the key.
You'll
Right
be the
there.
senior.
Wow.
Oh my.
He was about to quit if he didn't get the thing.
Yeah.
So we have to
Now we vote?
We have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless that is a
Anybody else want to volunteer? Eric, do you want to? Are you good?
That'd be
Okay.
great.
Okay, I got that. All right. Do we do one person at a time?
I mean,
Sure,
right
let's do
now
that.
you're the chair.
I motion to approve electing Nick Sheets to serve as chairperson through January 2026.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Congrats, Nick. All right, I motion to approve Amy. Last name Poet?
Poet.
Poet, okay. Amy Poet to serve as chairperson through January 2026.
I'll
Okay.
second.
All right, all those in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
All right, congrats, Amy. Okay, awesome. And then we also need to elect a person to serve as secretary through January 2026.
I'm curious.
I'm gonna
why.
nominate Drew.
What is that?
Yeah.
Do we have a secretary here?
Yeah, who is it
It
now?
was always the town
Oh,
person.
it is, yeah.
Irma.
Jana.
I loved Irma. Irma was the secretary, and then it was Jana. I always just made the assumption that it was you.
I mean,
I motion Drew.
according to the board as ordinance, I have to be elected. That's all I know.
Okay.
I motion Drew.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Congrats, Drew.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. No, because I like how you put out the agenda and explain things and
Yeah,
hold
this is
people
great.
accountable. So I like how you do that, Drew. So thank you.
All right, so then moving on to the next order of business, it's talking about the farmer's market. So the farmer's market, I mean, this is a great opportunity for us to have flyers up, have our brochures, and talk to volunteers. That's how I got involved with SPARC.
You got involved because of somebody talking to you at the farmer's market?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So do we have any volunteers to man a table during any of the Sundays in June?
I could probably do some of the Sundays in June.
I can do the first.
The only one I can't do is Father's Day.
So are we doing all of them? Because the one year we just did the first Sunday of the month. Because our summers are so crazy that it was like back to back some weekends that we were at a movie and then we were at the farmer's market, and that was hard on us.
Yeah, of course.
So the idea, speaking with Julie, is that we would talk like we are now and see what weekends we could cover, like what Sundays we
Okay.
wanted to cover. Anything from 1 to all 4, but I really wouldn't want to put anybody through that. So if we get one a month, freaking perfect. Like,
Okay.
so.
And would we be at the information booth, or do we have our own table,
Own
tent,
table.
canopy?
Table. We've
Where
got
is
a
it?
banner for it.
And tent.
Where's the table? Out of curiosity.
No idea.
Okay, fair
we
enough.
haven't done it yet, so.
I mean, I could definitely do 1 or 2 Sundays in June because rugby's over finally. I mean, I liked watching it, but Jack's season is done.
I can do some in July and August,
Okay, cool.
but I don't have specific dates.
So it sounds like yes, we are interested.
Yeah, because there's some in July and
So-
August I could probably do too. I just don't. It's tough for me to know yet.
As long as the commission can have people that man it, whether it's a commissioner themselves or volunteers, we're good. I'll go ahead and tell her the dates, though. That's mainly what I need.
Do we have to decide on the whole summer dates today?
I'm just asking for June.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I could do the 1st and the 8th, or I can do the 1st.
I can do the first and the
I might be able to do the 22nd.
29th.
I can send this out, so we can have volunteers there? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be one of us?
I mean, I would rather it be somebody that knows what they're talking about, so.
Oh, that's a good point.
Um,
Okay.
but this is thinking like, as we build this commission and program years ahead, so.
Okay.
Do we have to get there early to like set the table up and put everything out and all of that stuff too?
Yeah, but not super early.
Okay.
It won't be a massive production.
Okay.
What time does it start?
I can set it up on the 1st if you need me to.
I have a morning person.
I got you. I wake up real early anyway.
I do not.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So it sounds like June 1st.
Yeah,
Good.
that's what I've got, and that's
Yeah.
what I can bring to Julie for June.
June.
June 1st is next Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the next one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? That's where we're at? Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Do you want another one for June, or are you happy with just the one?
I'm happy with just the one.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm over the moon if we can man a table once a month. Or woman.
When we go to it, where do we go?
I
to
will gather all that information from Julie
Sweet. All right.
herself.
Yeah, just let me know. No, I can be there at whatever time.
Awesome.
In the past, we've also had Sparky walk around the farmers market, so that is an option if somebody is willing to be Sparky.
stuck in
I did my Sparky time.
It is. And you already
Yeah.
do the
Sounds
parade.
like you're repeating to me.
I don't know. You've never been Sparky. Just saying. I'm
That's
teasing.
a
I'm
fan.
teasing. I'm teasing.
What? There's a fan in the head.
How many can't
It's real. It's real.
Oh, it doesn't work.
I will
That's
pay you
Do
money
it.
if you can get Andrew to do it.
He won't.
I know
But
you
I
will.
will ask.
There's if there was some way you got. I don't know how you would get him to do it, but
Well, it's
He
not
might for,
necessary, but
Like 10 minutes or something.
that'd be worth it. I'd pay for
We've
that.
done crafts too. We've had little crafts set up at our table. Like one year we did rock painting, when rock painting
that's
was
cute.
popular,
Mhm.
and can't remember what else.
We need Lauren.
She's busy on Sundays.
okay. So then the next thing is Moon Shadow Collective donation. And Drew, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so Moon Shadow Collective is a group that's taking over some of the space in the building that DSC has. They are arts and crafts and really involving the community in very creative expressions of things. So the town has gone ahead and already put forth a legacy donation. So that's a grand. And SPARC has put forward a donation of $250, as we don't have a community center and stuff like that. And the thought behind scratching their back is hopefully down the line they can scratch ours and we can hold some community stuff that other parks and recreation people get to do. So
Who runs that collective?
Becky, can't remember her last name.
No
right now.
worries.
Is it what, like when we go in there, what is it? Is it like a gallery or a makerspace kind of?
Makerspace, you're gonna have like certain, like artists are going to be leasing the area to use as a studio. There's gonna be other space for classes and stuff like that. Sound baths. So,
It's kind of cool.
Where is this?
right over in, I don't know what you guys would call the building, I just know it as the blue building.
Do you remember where the old pottery space
Oh,
was?
oh,
The
oh. Yeah, yeah,
pottery.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is really neat.
When is it open?
So they just, through donations and stuff, surpassed their opening doors thing.
Okay.
So should be any week now.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Then will we put like pre-show ads and whatever else we can too?
Yeah, we can.
That can be a way we are
Supporting them.
supporting them.
Yeah. We can do that. I'm gonna get into that actually in one of the town updates.
Or it'd be really cool too if, like, as part of, cause like, you know, part of the craft set that we do already, like
Yeah,
if,
for sure.
if they had an artist that wanted to come and I don't know, do something or
Yeah.
try to come up with cool
That'd be
ideas.
cool.
Okay. All right. So then moving on to town updates.
All right. Took some fancy pictures
Yeah, wow.
of our fancy fort that's over
Yeah.
at, right off of the linear trail there. So the fort's up. It just needs the roof put on. That's what's under the blue tarp there. It's just been so wet and rainy, or the guys in Public Works just haven't had the time. I really want to shout out our Public Works guys, Derek, Jeremy, Ian, and the rest of them. They are doing all of this stuff, including mowing, after picking up garbage and recycling and stuff. So I think that we really should remember that it's a consistent physical job. There's not a lot of downtime, especially this time of year. So well done to Public Works. Then we've got Jones Park. This got done
That's awesome.
last
That does
Friday.
look cool.
They did a great job. We were getting quotes of upwards of $30,000 to resurface the whole entire area. I went out and shopped a little bit, found a group that is out of Thurmont called Playground Specialists. Their owner ran a course that I just did the coursework for. Great guys to get together with. This cost us substantially less. So
Nice
30
job.
grand versus a couple grand.
God
And I
damn.
think it looks awesome. We'll see how long it's gonna last, because these things, they need to be kept up on. You're not seeing a lot of them last 8 years, which is a shame, because a lot of the grants that we tend to get in playgrounds are 15-year grants, which means you can't really get more money and more grant work for 15 years. So hooray. Sponsorships. This is already on the website. These are all our gold sponsors. These are the people that have paid $300. And on top of, on our website, they will be announced every single council as a thank you to them, because they're awesome. And they want to be more involved than just giving money and getting an advertisement in return. So gold sponsors are French Twist, The Band Shop, Old Town, Mad Lab, State Farm, David Rosario in particular, his group, and the Locomotive dropped in today. So once again, just a reminder, the difference is that they will be able to choose a different commercial every single month. So David Rosario says he wants to do like cars, car insurance this first time around, and then like the next month do RV insurance and all that stuff. So he's getting a little creative with it. And then our silver sponsors so far are Georgie Lou's, Merritt Clubs, and Downtown Sykesville Connection. They, for $200, get pretty much the same thing, except they can't change up their advertisement. And then, so these are gonna close pretty soon. I'm gonna put a cap pretty much the week before that first cinema, just to make sure everything is being spliced as I get it, but I really wanna fine tune it and make sure they can throw their edits at me if they need to. So these two will be closed soon. But I figure with bronze sponsorships, we can keep this open for the whole entire year. Patapsco Distilling, Dana over there, she is going to be sponsoring Sandlot. Sorry, blanked for a minute there.
Oh, great.
So, cool beans with all of that stuff. I didn't put it on there, but if you go to our website, the parks side of everything, at the very bottom you'll see our partnerships. That's where Moonshadow Collective sounds like they would fit right in there. Like we've got Tidal is one of our Tidal Salt is one of our partners, just because of her consistency with helping out on pricing with clothing and stuff like that. show 'em. That's that. Nancy Lawson. The last 2 or 3 years, they've actually been getting a group together. She is with a group out of Howard County. She's been getting a group together that does soft landings and pollinating with bees. She is going to work pretty closely with me, and I think Lauren Hanratty.
Yeah, and I joined your Howard County group too.
Awesome.
So, Bee City.
So we're going to start to enact some of this soft landing and pollinator beds, which is going to save taxpayers and the town a lot of money, because a lot of money is now being sent to mulching, where we can put in something, just throwing out one plant here, ostrich fern. You can put ostrich fern underneath a tree. It looks even more gorgeous, and you're not having to mulch nearly as much. Some complaints that I've gotten this year are already on the mulching, and it's because they're volcanoing up the tree, which is not healthy for the tree. You'll actually, if you want to go to Millard Cooper Park, you can see that there are roots that are on the surface, which is terrible, not just for lawnmowers, but like for the tree. That's from over mulching, because the roots didn't have to work as hard to get water. So, and that's just one of the problems there. So, just wanted to update you guys on that. The Historic Colored Schoolhouse, Adrian wanted to let you all know that we're going to have 3 open houses there. Those are going to be June 21st. Theme is going to be exploring Black history, and these are all community-based. They're not like the country's Black history. It's going to be very, very Sykesville forward. July 19th, we're doing rural schoolhouses and how the colored schoolhouse fit in with all of that. And then August 30th, we're going to do a back-to-school program, which is kind of a compare and contrast on the schoolhouse then and schools now. We met with Pat Greenwald and discussed opening up the schoolhouse more for school groups and people to see that part of history here. So we think that is going to be that's going to be really cool, carrying it onward and kind of honoring Pat's legacy to a next generation, because that lady kicks butt. She's worked very hard on that program.
She has an after-school tutoring program there, and some
Right.
of my kids go, and they really like her.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. We talked about that at length, of how we were going to be able to keep that up.
Yeah.
And there's no answer to that. That's a very, very hard question right now.
Yeah.
You might have seen it online. I went with 2 giant rolls of duct tape at Miller Cooper. This is a technique that's being used countrywide right now, which is inside out duct tape, just wrapping it 2 or 3 times around a tree, especially right now, because they're in that nymph early stage. They don't fly as much, or when they fly, it's very short bursts. So you'll see right there at the bottom left picture, that's a lot of the nymphs already getting caught. That is the day after. So if you would go there now, I need to replace that tape, but it's been rainy. Not up on the slide, but ASCAP, we are licensed and have permission to play over 20 million works at our events. Legally.
Which songs can't we play?
Yeah, when you find out, you let me know. So that's cool.
Wait, ASCAP, that's the ones that they come to you and they're like, you need to have license for each of these songs.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Because I
so
talked to them one time.
Dealing with a gym or a restaurant, you run into them quite a lot, because you have to, if you're playing any music in public, you gotta pay, and it is pennies for what you're getting. We're paying around $400 a year. They're paying out to their artists less than Spotify is, which is 0.00032. Yeah. Passive programming. This was an idea that I saw another park in Tennessee have. This bucket list thing. If you guys ever have ideas for something I can put up on Facebook or our website, not only can we get people, I mean, this isn't necessarily going to get them out in droves, but I mean, it's a little bit of a push. And the more that we remind people that we have these spaces, that we can do these things, I think the more we'll have people going on our trails and our parks and stuff like that. So if you have passive programming ideas, this is an example. With Civics Day, we are going to go ahead and take that over next year. Mainly because it's more of our wheelhouse anyways. And that is that. Okay.
I have a question about the ASCAP thing.
Sure.
Because the town, we have the speaker system throughout the town, and we play music. Does that licensing not carry over to us?
We do not. DSC plays that music throughout town. I passed the CPSI, which is Certified Playground Safety Inspector, which is awesome. It was the hardest test I've ever taken.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not easy. So I was very surprised, actually, when they said congratulations in the email.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And last thing, which wasn't in the email, Lord of the Wild. I met with this guy yesterday. Really cool guy. Worked 25 years out in San Francisco. And worked for parks out there. And now came back and decided he did not want to work for state parks out here. So he does this day camp for kids, particularly in the summer, where he will take a group of kids with his counselors and let them run around in the woods. It is almost as simple as that. And he's been doing it for 3 years in Catonsville right now, and kind of wants to offer that to our citizens out here. We're gonna see, as of right now, conversations-wise, it has gone quickly. The WMA, William Hug, they said no because they have year-round hunting. And so I asked the question, then why do you allow hikers? In which they said, we don't. And I said, I beg to differ. So we'll see. There's other ways to access wooded areas around here. It might work, it might not work. It's going to be a very hands-off thing for us. Really, all he was looking for from us was a pavilion for shelter in case it rained or lightning and stuff like that. And that's all I have.
That's a lot. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else from SPARC before we close the meeting? All right. I motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:44.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh.
Where's that
That your
picture?
last time.
Oh, I know.
That's the mouth of the linear park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is right as you get off Shannon.